Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is me, Oklahoma City's favorite brown guy, here to talk about the thing everyone's been talking about. Everyone's had kind of their piece. I haven't really addressed this just yet, just waiting for the smoke to settle. So I'm sure most of you guys know I made some jokes at an open mic. They didn't land quite so well with certain people, and here we are today with a complete rift in the comedy scene. I've received death threats. I've had my business doxxed and threatened. I've had my parents' house put on like Antifa sites. All sorts of shit. I've heard like literally the most hateful shit I've ever heard in my life, all bottled in to the last few days. And we have this like really distorted narrative of what's going on right now. You know, like I've been walking through the fire, guys. It's been difficult. It's been challenging. I know I've been going through a lot of heat. I know my body's built for the desert, but like this is a little much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm getting brown balled, whatever you call it. But what I will say is that first off, as a person, as a comedian, I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm here to have a good time, make everyone have happy thoughts in their head, and laugh and giggle and have a silly time about it, man. I have a brand of silliness. Most people that know me, I'm just a goofball. So I say like crazy shit sometimes, but that's just a reflection of my comedic sensibilities, but not my personal sensibilities. I've only been doing this for a year and a half. I'm a budding, practicing new comic, and I'm just trying to find, you know, my lanes where I can discuss my social commentary. And, you know, my experience is different than a lot of other people's experience. So my threshold for, you know, what I consider funny, it's going to differ, you know, especially on these sensitive subjects, which obviously I have to be a little bit more aware to make sure, especially after this experience, that my topic threshold has an ethos more like my own. I've got a bazillion things to talk about. Everyone wants to say, oh, you're the edgy comic, etc. We can do a lot of different things. I just like jokes. I just like to make people laugh. And, you know, certain subjects have to be treated with care. You know, so many people are hearing about the things that we're talking about outside of the full context. And yeah, clearly, I mean, I could have read the room better and definitely sensitive time to be talking about certain subjects. And these are just parts of the learning process. I mean, this is one thing that I'm definitely going to benefit from, is just the growth. I mean, if I can survive this, I'm pretty sure I can survive anything. It's been literally teams of people that are going after my livelihood. They're going after my multiple businesses, associates, friends of friends, family members. I mean, like just crazy accusations that have no founding in anything. And the worst part is I can't really even defend myself. I've been deplatformed off of Instagram. I've been, you know, harassed in every freaking form. People calling my personal cell phone, people calling my business. You know, so these are times where you have to show character and your mental fortitude. And what I will definitely own is that I didn't do that in the beginning of all of this. I don't think any of you have really experienced just the tidal wave, the deluge of hate, attacking my integrity, my character. These are things that I really prioritize, you know, hearing things that like, oh, he's a sexist, womanizer, homophobe, bigot, misogynist. You know, I'm not here to create, you know, I'm not trying to make anyone feel unsafe with my comedy. I mean, it's usually pretty lighthearted, even when I do say darker stuff, and more often than not, it's a pun. I'm a big pun guy. But now I'm being punished to a point where it's literally criminal. I mean, it's affecting my livelihood. I mean, I'm losing money. I've been booted off of shows. They're attacking the businesses that I associate with. You know, we have 2 less open mics in the city, and then there's just this general tension in the air. So many things have been said. So many people have really said how they really feel about who. And I'm going to use this as an opportunity to grow. You know, it's not going to deter me. It's going to make me more determined, because the very thing that got me into comedy was getting bullied as a kid. I grew up here looking like this after 9/11, and one of my counselors told me, yo, you're going to have to learn how to fight or be funny. So funny was my money. It was my tool of how to, you know, make friends and defend against bullies and that was the thing that was uniquely mine, you know. And I mean, I've always loved being the class clown, make people laugh, anyone who's grown up with me. But I've dealt with a lot of crazy shit said to me, you know. I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole victimization thing, but looking like this in Oklahoma after 9/11, in elementary school and middle school and even high school, not the greatest look, you know. So a lot of that is biographically significant to me, and the kind of comedy that I do, and the threshold for things that, you know, I may think are appropriate or not. Because my perspective is different. My family comes from the Islamic Republic of Iran. They've literally escaped, you know, an authoritarian, tyrannical regime that didn't allow free speech. I mean, they still don't allow Twitter there, and now I see why, you know. Like, it's crazy damaging. Like, I'm actually at my place of business. I've had to stay here the past few nights because of the threats I've been getting for people smashing windows or doing whatever, man. So, like, I'm just a small business owner. I've been doing this for 10 years. I do comedy, so it's new to me. I'm passionate about it. I love the shit. That's why I'm not going to stop doing the shit. You know, this is the things that people are saying. I mean, they're judging me from just what some, you know, these people don't know me. I mean, they're judging an aspect of me, not the totality of me. And no one wants to have a dialogue or a discourse. Everyone wants to have a diatribe. But, you know, like, when I did slip and I said some hot shit online, I'm not gonna lie, it was some repressed childhood trauma that was activated. I haven't experienced this since I was a kid. And what's ironic is some of the same people, literal same people that used to call me terrorist and this and that, and kind of pushed me into this whole, like, get funny, you know, that these are the same people that are turning and terrorizing me and my family and my friends and associates and employees. It's a little much, guys. What this is blown into is insane. You know, like, let's admit for what it is. I'm a human. I slipped. I was feeling the pressure of all this, which isn't a normal thing for people to experience. Plus, on top of all the normal life shit that people got going on, like, it was a, you know, heavy time, and I didn't react to it initially with grace. I wasn't smart. It was a bad, crazy look on my end, and it doesn't help my situation. But the weight of all of this, you know, and how this has all affected everything, obviously going to change my approach to certain topics and the way I approach comedy going forward, because I don't want this kind of energy from communities that I love and want to be a part of going forward, that I'm already, you know, well established in, well respected, and well liked. So, you know, guys, like, again, it's one thing to just say, hey, dude, you crossed the line with that. I know that I reacted in a way that doesn't reflect my personal sensibilities and character and integrity and self-discipline. You know, we all slip, and you know, I'm going to grow from this, and, you know, pressure makes diamonds, man. Pressure makes diamonds. It's, also, man, with open mic comedy, like, we are learning how to do this art form in real time, live in front of people. We can't just go into a room and learn guitar or how to paint, you know. You have to do it in front of people, and you have to subject yourselves to bombing and doing well, and even shit like this. So obviously going to be more cautious, more empathetic in my material, subjects, especially when you never know who's listening, and these are heightened times for people. So, you know, since this has permeated so far, man, like, again, I'm not gonna get deterred. I'm gonna get determined to do better and be a better comic. And, you know, it's a long process, it's a long journey. If I'm already getting canceled a year and a half into comedy, I must be doing something. But, you know, I've been under a lot of duress, a lot of stress. This has been really, like, mentally taxing for me, and I see why people just can't handle the heat, and it breaks them, man. Like, I mean, if I didn't have some semblance of strength in this, then it'd be a really bad time for me, you know, on top of how much of it's being a bad time. So we'll see what happens going forward, y'all. But again, much love to everyone who showed me support, even when you didn't have to, even when it could be potentially damaging for you. For everyone else, again, they've put my parents' address on like Twitter and shit. Like, they've threatened me. They've taken me off of shows. I've lost my open mic at Anthem. I mean, people just walking on the street gonna be looking at me crazy because there is this distorted narrative that I have no way of defending myself on, and that's a shitty place to be as a person because really terrible things are being said. Really terrible, untrue things. But again, it's now the burden of proof to say that I'm not a pedophile, or I'm not a violent abuser, or I'm not a stalker or harasser, all these things. Now the burden of proof is upon me to do that. And again, that's some heavy shit for people, man. But again, it's not gonna stop me. We're gonna go ahead and pivot and be better, man. This is a good learning experience, and I know that in the long run, zooming out, this is going to be a positive experience and something I can look back at and be like, remember that time I got fucking canceled? Because I really don't remember a time where there was as much collective hate for a brown guy since 9/11. You know what I'm saying? So, again, thanks for everybody for, you know, whoever's reached out. There's been a lot of people, a lot of loved ones, any people that I don't even really know that well that have reached out and shown a lot of love and support. And again, this is a very difficult time for me, guys. And I hope it ends soon because people are putting way too much energy into trying to burn me down and attack my livelihood. Ultimately, because compounded with things I said at an open mic and things I said online, and that was immature of me to do that. I'll own that all day long. But again, I'm being held to the same standards as like Louis C.K., you know, like somebody that's been doing this shit for like 10-15 years. Again, I've been doing it for 1.5 years, and I'm just, again, learning how to navigate these waters. A lot of the material you see at open mics, for anyone going to open mics in the future, don't be afraid. There is crazy shit that happens at open mics because again, it's an open mic. Anyone can go up there, even the crazies, and I've seen it happen. It's just part of the magic. But a lot of practicing comedians rely on these outlets to get better. I mean, taking it away from them doesn't allow them an opportunity to get better at the craft in case some shit like this happens. You know, like I'm gonna learn and do better. It's not gonna stop me from doing it. It's like judging, you know, a lot of the materials he isn't even fleshed out, you know, and even complete. It hasn't even been, you know, we're just workshopping. We're workshopping most of the shit. It's like judging a painter if he has to like spend fucking 3 hours to paint a painting and he ends up catch him at 13 minutes in. He's drawing like something, but he has to like in the process draw like a swastika. And you're like, yo, dude, look at he drew the swastika. What a bad dude. But it's just like, he didn't really mean to draw a swastika. You just like stopped him at that point, and that thing is just a component of the finished work, which there's definitely no swastikas in the finished work. We're judging like, you know, musician for their demos. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this is unfinished work. And the only way we know if something is good or bad is if people laugh at it or not, and how consistent that happens. And again, on me, read the room. That's an aspect, that's one of the many variables to comedy. Everyone's always like, comedy's so easy, you guys are just up there being assholes. Well, some people are, but I'm obsessed with jokes, joke writing, comedy. And just because you're really good at an aspect of comedy doesn't mean you're good at all of them. And the only way to get better is by doing it a lot. And there's always going to be this gap of like where you aspire to be and where you're at. And all I can try to do is narrow that. But It's only time and repetition that gets you there. And, you know, silencing the brown guy isn't really doing that. And I know this transcends well beyond me. This is a boil coming to a head. Now it's oozing with pus. But, you know, I hope that this little shakeup, we come back stronger and the things that needed to be said are out there. And guys, I'm not stubborn. I'm willing to make peace with anybody. You know what I mean? Most of the time we have more common denominators than we think. And that, you know, again, we're just judging people from aspects, the worst parts. It's really easy to look at shit under a microscope, and then everyone's so quick to hate. Everyone just wants to jump on the hate train with no context. Everything's based on hearsay. And again, I'm human, I slip, man. Like, it's a lot to deal with a bazillion people telling you you're a terrible person, telling you that the thing that you're passionate about, you're terrible at and you have no future in it, telling you that, you know, just even going to physical, like, school ground, fucking playground fucking insults, like, you're fucking short, you're fucking ugly, you know? And again, these same people used to call me a fucking terrorist and make me cry and eroded my fucking, you know, my threshold for what I think is crazy. I can take a lot of heat, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I've endured a lot of it. But again, you know, not everyone's on that level. You got to be conscious of that. And I'm not trying to get in this situation again. I don't want to compromise myself, my own artistic expression, but, you know, it's a very subjective art form, and certain subjects clearly you got to be a little bit more aware of. But ultimately, guys, I love everybody. I love the haters even. I wish you well. I mean, if you have this much energy, I'm envious of that. I wish I had that much energy and that much time to do absolutely nothing but commit to hate. Because it's very damaging. I can't look at the comments. Now I know what they mean by don't look at the comments. Maybe I'll make a video where I read them to my mother, you know. But again, guys, reach out to me if you need any clarification about anything. I'm not stubborn. I'm open to dialogue and discourse and to say my piece, whatever weight you want to put on it, whatever that makes you feel. But again, like, I'm sorry if I offended you, you know. That's not what I'm out here to do. I'm just out here to be funny and make people laugh and feel good, and that's what makes me feel good. I don't feel good when people are fucking, you know, mad and sad and blah, 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 blah. Like, I like it when people are happy and ha, 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 ha. That's what I like, and I want more of that, and I know we'll have more of that. So, you know, I'm gonna be cool from now on, as long as y'all is cool from now on, you know what I mean? If y'all said some hot shit, I know I said some hot shit. I tout myself to be a hot boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Pisces. You know, like, I swim deep in the waters, man. You know, we can get real deep with it. So, that being said, man, I'm a person. I'm sensitive. These things you're saying, I don't appreciate. The threats to my family, the threats to my business, the literally going to individuals within my respective networks to slander me and paint this, again, distorted narrative when you've had zero communication with me and heard my side of things. And again, so people are easy to jump on the hate train and fucking believe the worst of people before even giving an opportunity for them to see any kind of good. So it's brought back a lot of that same childhood fucking trauma, guys. You know, it's the very same bullies and exes in my life that got me in this kind of therapeutic passion, hobby, whatever you want to call it. I aspire to be one of the best, and I want to be the best Kayvon Tagizada style comedian that I can be, you know. So I'm unique, I want to be me, and I'd rather be everything for someone than something for everyone. But again, at the end of the day, I'm a lover. I'm here to make people happy and bring them joy in a world that's so fucking heavy, man. You know, I just be saying some real shit sometimes, and sometimes it can be real crazy, and I face real consequences. So much more aware of the things I'm going to be putting out there and what rooms. And again, my topic threshold is going to be reflective of an ethos more like my own and my own sensibilities. And again, guys, I'm new. I'm a fucking new guy. I'm a white belt, all right? But I fucking love this shit. I'm not going anywhere. I'm only going to get better. And if I'm a threat to you, I'm sorry. I'm a very nice guy. I don't know how you're threatened by this. You know, I know maybe I need to get this TSA friendly. But, yeah, man, like, come smoke a joint with me. Let's talk. Let's have some water and popcorn, whatever you want to do. And I do apologize for anyone else that's been dragged into this that doesn't need to, anyone that's put energy into this that doesn't need to, you know, any of the businesses. Like, that's the shit. I can handle me all day long, guys, but I cannot do what's happening to everyone around me. That's something that I feel terribly about. And again, I don't personally think that what I've been doing is deserving of that, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Love y'all, and see you soon.